Like, whatever.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to Come Waste Your Time. The show with this guy, Dave DeAngelis.
This guy.
And Allie Woodard. Dave and A. Wood.
That's us.
Yep, I got to change the color. Hold on. This is bugging me.
Yeah, I don't like it. It's yellow. There.
Yeah. I changed everything. I was just using the social distance show stuff. Anyway, yep. And I also changed my name tag tonight.
I'm not going to wear my glasses, which means I can't see. So if you bring any guests on, I'm going to have to go.
I love it. How come you're not going to wear your glasses?
I hate the way they look.
Glasses. All right. Yes. Are you ready for this?
No. I thought we were just going to talk, but...
We are just going to talk. So this is the show where Dave doesn't know what's going to happen. He doesn't know who his guests are.
Did we know that was going to be the show, or did we just think this was going to be us talking? Or did we, all of a sudden, within 2 days ago...
David?
We changed the whole format. Tonight's show, everyone, is... my 14-year college reunion. My next guest is Rubino Africa, everybody.
Rubino Africa, Shrewsbury, Massachusetts.
I live with cockroaches.
I'm drinking Screwball tonight.
You screwball.
Hold on.
Yeah. My next guest is...
Oh, Lord.
Sarah.
Holy shenanigans, guys. Sarah, is this not the craziest thing? This
is pretty crazy.
Because, guys, I literally messaged her like at 4 a.m. last night and was like, I miss you.
Yeah.
Because I was like, obviously... my sleep schedule's been fucked up because of COVID-19.
Oh.
And so, yeah. You cracked that drink.
Yeah.
So here we are.
But that's so crazy, Sarah. Sarah Magny. Live from Toronto, I'm supposed, right?
I'm in Toronto.
You are in Toronto. That's what I thought.
I did, yeah. So let's tell everybody where we all are. Dave and I and Allie and I are literally, we're just separated by that wall right there. Yep. If we yelled, you could hear it through the microphone.
I love the social distance.
Thank you, Sarah. You're in Toronto.
I am.
And Rubino Africa, where are you?
I am in Northbridge, Massachusetts right now.
So not Shrewsbury, Massachusetts?
I am about 15 minutes away from Shrewsbury, Massachusetts.
Fine.
And Rubino, do you still live
about 15 minutes from Shrewsbury, Massachusetts?
And Rubino, do you still live with the cockroaches?
I don't live with cockroaches anymore.
Congratulations.
I could not for the life of me like understand how I never infested my grandmother's house. I have no idea how I managed to not do that.
Yeah.
Or anywhere that I ended up after that. Because, like, if anybody had ever been to the zoo, I don't know. Like, if you guys ever remember Room 700, it was probably the most disgusting thing. And, like, I don't know why I ever stayed there.
Because we had no choice.
Yeah, that's where we were.
It's true.
It was gross.
Allie, you did not go to AMDA with us. However, you were at AMDA almost more than Dave and I were, because your sister went, Jess, who didn't respond to my text this time to be a part of the AMDA reunion. The one time she's been on every other show.
I expected that's who was going to show up. Yeah. I was like, who's going to be here? And Dave's like, well, obviously your sister.
I really thought it was. And it's even more funny that it's an AMDA reunion and she's not.
Right.
Yeah.
But she wasn't really, she didn't really hang out with us. Remember that, man?
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
We showed up and she's like, I don't want to fucking talk to the people I live in the same town of. I was like, that's fine. We'll make friends.
That's right. And Dave and I officially made 2 friends in college, and they are right there.
And
I'll
that's
never
it.
I never forget. I just like turned around and was like, "Hey, I'm Rubino. What's up?"
What's funny is that, like, I feel like for like you guys, like, we were probably like blips in the radar, and like you guys like continued on, and like we went home and we remembered you, and you guys were like, yeah, we have like we finished. And stuff.
We have real friends.
Yeah,
Yeah, and it's like, well, we
did
made
finish.
2 friends at the place we went to for fucking like 4 months. So we'll hang on to that for the rest of our lives. What happened?
but it was awesome. Those 4 months were awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you, man.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it all pretty much went to hell after that anyway. So, like, yeah,
Really?
it got rough. Like, it's like, it was nothing.
Aw.
It did get rough. I mean,
Yeah,
don't
tell
know.
us what happened at the American Musical and Dramatic Academy
In New York City.
in
It
New
was
York
kind
City.
of-
That's what we're talking about, by the way. Anyone who doesn't know.
To be honest, it's kind of pointless. Probably the most pointless debt that I ever put myself into.
Oh,
But I can't say it's totally pointless because I made a lot of really good friends there, and I partied really hard. So
surprise!
I literally just paid a lot of money to live in New York and make friends. Like,
I mean, anyone who lives in New York pays a lot of money for it. So
yeah, I mean,
whatever.
I feel like that's literally what I did. And I mean, and now I can like maybe point to a few like TV shows and be like, oh, I went to school with them. I think that's literally what I do nowadays. I'm just like, oh, hey, yeah, you know that guy? Yeah, I went to school with him. And then they look at me like, well, what the fuck happened to you?
No.
Not true.
Well, but
No,
yeah, I
man.
mean, it was a lot. I mean, I definitely, I ended up enjoying it. I had a lot of fun.
Good.
Yeah.
Sarah, what do you think?
What do I think about what?
Do you agree with him or do you think differently?
No, it feels like it was 100 years ago.
Right.
So,
Because
but I have a thing where like everything in my life was meant to happen for whatever reason, and it like brought me to the place I'm at. So like, I'm never gonna be like, oh, I shouldn't have done anything. I don't know.
Sarah, I have a question.
Okay.
So I had heard through the grapevine that you had worked with Oak from Hamilton.
Yeah, I worked with him and I'm good friends with him. Yeah.
Yeah, I thought I had heard somewhere through the grapevine that you were like friends with Oak. Like,
Yeah, we're still
for anybody who doesn't know, he played Hercules Mulligan / Maddox in the smash hit Hamilton.
Yes, and he's now on Station 19. It's a Shonda
Yes.
Rhimes show. Yeah.
And he also made appearances on Grey's Anatomy, I believe.
Right, because it's a spin-off show of Grey's Anatomy. Yeah, yeah.
That's awesome.
I got to see Hamilton like with the original cast, like 3 rows away from the stage. It was like wow, because I felt like I didn't deserve to be there because it was like a whole thing where you could never get tickets to see the original cast. It was the whole thing, and then I got to stand on the stage and do the whole thing, and I was like,
Not-
that's worthy.
I'm not gonna lie, I am very, very jealous of that.
It's cool.
Because also I have a bit of a man crush on Leslie Odom Jr. So
Oh, I mean, he's amazing. That's unreal.
yeah, if you guys haven't, I'm sure you guys know who Leslie Odom Jr. is, correct?
Yes. Yes.
Yes, the man with the velvet voice.
So I
Sarah-
had tickets to go see him the 27th. He was supposed to be in Boston, and so funny thing is I've had like Twitter back and forth with him and like things like that, and I was supposed to go see him at I think Boston Symphony Hall, and he had canceled. I had no idea, so I show up to the show, and Renee Gold's what's her last name? Renee Gold. Yes, she ended up being there and doing the show, and I'm like sitting there waiting for Leslie to come on stage, and I'm like, I don't think he's coming on. Like, and then Pippa showed up, and that was great because they did their Hamilton thing, and I was like, well, this is cool. Like, I get to see like 2/3 of the Schuyler sisters, but Leslie Odom Jr. is not here, so that's me.
Whoa.
So I was super bummed. Then my mother-in-law got me tickets to go see Hamilton, which was awesome. Wasn't the original cast, still awesome, but
Yeah.
then I got tickets to go see Leslie Odom Jr. in Boston like a couple days ago, and obviously with everything that's going on, it was obviously, I'm sure it's postponed. He hasn't said anything about it, but
Yeah,
it's
it's not
like-
happening, man.
yeah,
I don't think that's happening.
I feel like the laws of nature are just like pulling us apart. It's because they know I'm an obsessed fan, and I'm sure.
Yeah, they're just trying to save Leslie Odom Jr. from you.
That's actually fair. That's actually fair. But yeah.
So,
So
sorry, Sarah, you're the only one of us that's still doing theater.
Mhm.
Tell us about that.
Oh, thank you for that pressure.
Yeah.
Well, my main focus is now I run a theater company for youth and adults. We kind of, oh, thank you. So our main focus is youth and adults with intellectual disabilities because their stories and their narratives hardly ever reach the stage. And when they do, they're always told by people that don't have intellectual disabilities or who aren't neurodiverse. So I'm trying to flip the paradigm on that through my theater company. And I was getting a master's until this all happened and doing research on theater and the lives of people with intellectual disabilities. But I don't know what's going to happen to that right now. That's kind of a little bit floating in the air. Yeah, and I do some performance artwork. Like I do weird theater now. I do what I want to do, and I did like a really weird performance art piece recently about like neurodiversity and all of that, and it was really interesting. And so that's what I do. So it's not musical theater so much anymore, although I still love that stuff. I kind of just do my own thing, and I'm interested in the theory and practice of theater and what it can do for people's lives. And I just think it's been co-opted so much in the Western world to be a thing of like, there's the performer and we're the audience and everybody has to behave and everybody has to act a certain way. And it's just like this thing that I was never meant to be. And so through my research, I'm kind of discovering, like I kind of going back like to Indigenous theater and stuff like that and discovering what theater was as a means for communication and storytelling and trying to find it again. So that's my journey through theater, if that makes any sense.
Yeah. Bino, why are you beckoning to your wife?
So their sleep schedule's all messed up because of this because of this indoor life. Because they take naps at like 5 o'clock, which is a great time because we go to bed at like 8:30.
Yeah.
And so no, she like comes down and she's like creeping, and I'm like, get your ass to bed. She's 2, by the way, so that she understands. Not it.
Your kids are so cute, Rubino. Like, I don't even like kids. And Bino's kids, every time I see pictures, I was like, those are some kids. Like, those are
They're like nice to look at from afar.
That makes sense.
But they are. Come here.
I spent like 20 minutes with them, and I agree, and I can understand what he's talking about. They're lovely kids. They're crazy. All right, Bino, we got to get you full screen for a second.
Oh my god.
This is my baby girl.
Oh.
Love you. You see Daddy's friends? Say hi.
Hi.
Hello.
Say hi. All right, go upstairs, baby.
It's time for bed.
Yeah, try to get some sleep.
You want to see my turn? This is my turn.
All right, hold on. Now we gotta go full screen on
Oh, fur
Sarah.
baby, fur baby.
This is Shakespeare.
Oh, perfect.
That's awesome. Bino, I'm muting you.
Okay. You go.
Bino, if you can hear me, get some headphones. Yeah, I know you have headphones.
This is cool. I like this.
Am I allowed to ask questions? Like, David,
Yes.
what have you been up to?
You know.
Good.
Bino,
He's a rock
put some
star
damn
now.
just put some damn headphones on, dude.
Oh, he's out. Get him out of here, Ben. Be professional. Ben, what have you been up to, man?
Oh,
You got stuff to say.
I do.
I don't know.
You
I mean,
should-
for me, right? What is my story? I play music. I enjoy it, but I don't play music right now because of this.
That's true.
I mean, okay, sorry, pre-COVID-19, we all don't exist right now. There's like
I
no
know,
time.
yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Like none of us exist anymore. Like
Right.
let's back it
Right.
up to when we existed.
So
Yeah.
played. I've been in a band and I've played, a lot of gigs like in bars, restaurants. I did weddings a lot, and then as of recently, I started to do a lot of solo of the same stuff. And I was trying to take this time this year anyway to really start doing original music because obviously I'm tired of doing just covers, and I feel like I can. And so now I feel like I'm in a situation where I kind of have to do that because like I don't have any excuse to not do it.
Yep.
Because now I have time because I don't have a lot of shows or any. So, but yeah, that's what
Okay.
I've been able to be making a living on music, which is my dream. So I haven't been too. Oh my god! Yes.
You need some Marie Kondo or something. What is happening? This is
Do those earbuds bring you joy?
by the time you untangle those earbuds.
Yeah.
I have like millions of these
I know you do, man.
because I
Every
lose
other-
them all. I lose them all.
Every time I see you, you're like performing Hamilton on that app or whatever, and you always have those earbuds in. So like I know you have them.
That's amazing.
Yes.
Well, I listened to your Hamilton thing, and I don't know anything about technology, but that was so cool that you guys did that. So good.
Yeah. Thank you. I got super obsessed with it. It was kind of unhealthy. And I had this cast and we ended up performing it with this music director who decided to pick us up, and she was just like, all right, well, let's fucking do this. So I played Aaron Burr and it was a lot of fun, and yeah, but I just actually finished up doing In the Heights.
That's
And
so
yeah, I directed it, and which was a lot of work, and sucked, but it was super rewarding. I ended up I casted all these people. I literally had found all these people over the course of like a year or so, and then I just started finding people like immediately after I had like a good group, and yeah, we ended up doing it in about 2 months, and we recorded it from first track to the last. I just finished up our website for it. And so now we have a website for it with like a who's who, like everybody has bios, pictures, like it's got like the little media player that plays all the songs from start to finish, and it's downloadable. So I was pretty excited about it, and I'm like
Well-
super proud.
What's the name of that app?
It's called
Or-
Smule. I'm very surprised none of you have it. It's probably the most genius.
I
Yeah, it's
You
the most
do?
genius app
There you
ever
go.
do. What I
made.
do when
in the
no
world.
one's home.
Yeah,
Wait,
No.
Really?
it's amazing.
hold on,
You-
hold on. This is the most interesting thing that Allie's brought up in about in the entire time we've been doing this show. Allie, you need to explain yourself right now. You're getting a full screen.
Sometimes, all right. Well, sometimes when you guys are like, if you guys are both gone, I'm like, well, I'm just gonna like sing some songs. That's all.
Nice.
So like you like duet with strangers, right? Like that's what you can do in that app.
Yeah.
So that app, you can duet with strangers from like literally all over the world. Like I've sang with people from Auckland, New Zealand, and like the Philippines, and just people from everywhere. I actually just finished doing West Side Story with this group. I played riff, and it's just really cool because it's all blind casting. You know what I mean? Like it doesn't matter what you look like, or it's solely on your vocal skills and vocal acting, and it's wicked fun. Yeah.
Does it cost money?
Yeah. So if you want to be like a VIP member, I think it's like, well, it was originally like $10 a month. Or originally it was $7 a month. It went up to $10 a month. Now it's up to like $20 a month. But you could do it for like $50 for the year, which gives you full access to like all the music, gives you access to like certain filters or like certain recording filters that you can use. So you can actually basically do like mix downs of your vocals, like very, very light mix downs of your vocals, nothing serious. It's like reverb and like room space, but you can literally make your vocals sound pretty damn good for recording on a pair of Apple headphones and like your iPhone. Like they sound pretty damn good.
You know what would be amazing, I think, and I wish that there was a way to get this done very, very fast. I would love to see that company or a company like it donate their product to like high schools around the world right now who can't do their spring shows.
Oh my God! Yeah,
to let the kids record their own parts, and then
that would be
put it all
awesome.
together. How cool would that be?
Be so
That
cool.
would be wicked awesome.
Step further, your high school can connect with other high schools all over the world, and then you can be singing with people from all over the world. I love that idea.
We have to get on this. How do we do this?
I'm sure you can like email the creators and just be like, hey, you should make
Yo,
this shit
Smule.
great. Yo,
right.
Smule. Get gangsta on him.
Sarah,
Just
get on
real
that.
Am I related to the Shmuel song?
I always
from-
just call
from
it
the last
Shmuel
5 years.
because
That's what we're talking like Broadway.
I've always just called it that.
Shmuel.
No.
You call it Shmuel?
Shmuel. Oh, like the song Shmuel? Like,
Yeah, like the Shmuel song.
I started singing that song.
Ben, do it. Story.
Come on.
Do Norbert?
Do Norbert. Do Norbert.
Ooh. Oh, you have the
What
Norbert
do I
voice?
do?
You have a Norbert voice?
Say it's a story. A Christmas story.
How does it start?
There's a story. I
Shmuel
can't do it right
had
now.
work.
Till 10:30 at his tailor shop in Klimovich.
Yes.
Get up at dawn and start again with the hems and pems and stitch.
I don't know this song.
I don't know if
I
that's
don't know.
words right now.
All right, now do it the Jeremy Jordan style.
I can't. I only have a butt. I can only do a butt.
You can only do the butt, which
I
is
can only Kathy. I can only do butt.
Oh, and speaking of Amda, I got accused of doing a Norvalia Butts impression.
when you did great big stuff. Oh,
And she said to me, she goes, I didn't see him play the part, but are you just doing an impression? I'm like, no. She's like, well, it kind of seems like you might. I'm like, do you not like the choices I'm making? She's like, no, I just think you're ripped. I'm like, why do you think I'm ripping it off?
And that's coming from Kathy Cox.
How do you know?
I'm like, this is weird.
And Dave's sitting there like, I'm just singing the fucking
She's like,
song.
why don't you do a song from Hunchback of Notre Dame? And I was like, okay.
Dude, to this day, I still sing like Hunchback, and I actually have it on my Smule repertoire. No, but dude, ever since you sang that song in class, like it's become one of my like all-time favorite songs ever.
I just like that you would call me. That you're like, you are the Hunchback of Notre Dame. Amda. Yeah, you're in your power. It's freezing. You talk about how cold it was.
But didn't you always sing stuff like that? Like, did you not sing like a Beauty and the Beast one too?
Yeah.
No? Was that you?
What did you sing? What did you sing, Dave? The ones I remember is Great Big Stuff.
I remember Great Big Stuff.
I remember the Hunchback of Notre Dame.
Mm-hmm. I don't think I got any farther.
That's all I remember. That's all I remember.
I didn't get to any of the midterms though.
I remember Dave doing the floor bar, just like.
Falling asleep?
They don't do morning warm-ups anymore, and I was like, those fucking.
Oh, guys.
They don't do morning warm-ups anymore?
No.
Pino, Dave, let's go back right now.
Right, we'll
from
pass.
That's how old we are.
By the way, R.I.P. to Harry.
Yes.
Did you guys hear about that? Harry passed away.
A choreographer?
Yeah, the Diafalo guy.
That guy was he was the OG.
Yeah, he was old when he was old.
Yes, he was.
He was just born old.
Yeah, he was. He definitely seemed like the type.
I'm so Allie, have you met Sarah? And Sarah, have you met Allie?
I don't think so.
I've heard about it.
Yeah.
Okay, well then we're very rude.
Oh, nice.
Oh,
We're very rude. I know that Allie and Bino know each other very well.
we do know each other.
Allie.
That's because I used to hang out with these guys.
Fuck it. Allie, Sarah, Allie.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Before we got all old.
That's
Now we're
not
just-
true.
I mean, maybe you got old, but
I'm
not.
old. I'm old now.
I'm old now.
I go to bed at 8:30 normally. Like, unless I'm bartending, in which it's really pushing it. You know what I mean?
Wow.
Like,
That must be fun to have completely different schedules on some nights. Some nights you're up late, some nights you're up not late at all.
no, yeah. Whenever I'm working, I'm usually up until about 3 a.m. I can't lie. Now, I mean, I've been up till like 4 a.m. the past like few nights because
time is relevant.
Exist.
there's no time.
Exist. Nothing
Yeah.
exists anymore.
You know,
It's magic.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
It's absolutely bonkers, and I'm like dreading. I'm dreading. I have to go grocery shopping very
I
soon,
went today.
and I'm
So
having
I
anxiety
have
about
money
it.
for 2 old people in my building, so I go grocery shopping for them. And they called me to like, can you go grocery shopping? I was like, all right. It was wild. There's a lineup outside the door. Like we're doing like this line where you stand a meter apart just to get in, and then they just let in a few people at a time. It's a whole thing. It's really interesting. Looks like the world is ending outside.
And what's crazy is that it's all over. It's like everywhere.
Yeah.
yeah.
It's everywhere.
So Sarah, did you just say that you do the shopping for the elderly people in your building?
No, just one elderly couple. I'm not a saint, but I
Are you
I do what I can.
Good enough, though.
answer this honestly? How many awards have you won for some version of being an amazing person? Is it more than 0?
It's more than 0. I don't know if I would call them an
More
amazing.
than 2.
Oh God.
Good for you.
Yes.
Don't
She's a
worry.
good-
I have tons of imposter syndrome every time I win something, so don't worry.
Oh, good.
Well,
So,
because
at least you're not letting it get to you.
I was definitely creeping on your page, and I was like, "Damn, Sarah's got like a lot of red carpet events she goes to." I'm like, I don't think I ever once been to a red carpet event or anything cool that had like a backdrop with a logo on it.
Oh, yeah.
Perhaps you can make them yourself. It's not that fancy.
I should
We
make
had
it
a
myself.
30th birthday once, and we rented a red carpet. It's easy.
There you go. See?
Oh, party supply store? It's easy. The ropes and everything.
You're like, I'm not feeling important enough. I'm gonna rent a red carpet.
That's what the time thought.
That's right.
Not her. Not you.
No, that's awesome.
I'm not 30.
You're not 30 yet, so.
No. Oh my God, are we gonna throw Allie a 30th birthday party at Person Corks with
On a red carpet?
on a red carpet?
30th. Oh, when's the big 3-0?
It's in September, so maybe no party.
I mean, that's far enough away. There's still hope for a September party.
Sarah,
So far.
maybe for you, but you're in Canada. So that's.
Now we kind of have it under control here a little bit more.
We do not.
I wonder why.
I mean,
I
we
wish
have
that we
Trump,
could go
so-
there. I wish that we could go there, but they closed the border. So
Borders are closed.
They were like, no.
Trump screamed though that all the borders are closed. Like, how excited must he be? It's like
They're
a
like,
dream true for him that he just loves a closed border. Like,
I know. Everyone's like, America's not fun anymore. Let's not go there anymore.
How long is it not fun, though? You know?
Well, I mean, you're right, because everybody was partying down in like Daytona. They're like, fuck it. Let's
the people in Florida for spring break, they're like,
let's catch the COVID.
for this, I'm going on my spring break.
I was like the crazy like doomsday guy. I was like at work with like gloves and a mask on, like, you guys are all crazy. It's coming.
It's coming. No, I was
Nobody
in
listened to
denial
me.
for a long time, and now I'm convinced that the world is finished. Like, I'm like, what? Like, it's done.
Right. It's done.
That's pretty logical. I mean,
That's pretty logical. No one has said that to me yet. That's pretty
Logical, man.
logical.
that's pretty logical.
Yeah.
The world's ending. We have a coronavirus. I
it's
agree.
true. I agree as well. I'm just trying to find. I spent way too long trying to find this, so now I have to bring it up.
You've had videos
This is
talking about?
no. I found a photo. I don't know if there. I found a photo of Dave and I on that red carpet.
Oh, yeah.
Classic Ben and Dave.
Really? Classic?
Classic. Classic.
So, Allie, tell us about how Bino and Allie. Tell us about how you guys know each other, since it's not through college.
It's because
Well, because I was hanging out with you guys that summer.
Were you hanging out with us though?
I was hanging out with you as well as other people.
You were hanging out with who? You were hanging out with me and Dave, or did
Yes.
you lie to us?
I also did
I
that.
wasn't in.
I also did that.
Oh, I'm sorry, Allie. You were involved. Where did Bino stay
She was-
when he came a day early?
I don't know who was involved.
Where did Rubino Africa
I-
stay?
Was my sister also involved?
This is a personal story.
Yeah, Sarah, we got into some some deep stuff one summer.
Yeah, because a little funny.
Because I was like
It was
crushing
like
on
it
this.
was Tiger King before Tiger King.
Oh yeah,
What?
It was
It was
Bino
time.
Exotic.
Bino.
No, I want to be the other guy, the guy who has like the virgin.
Doc Ansel?
Yeah, the guy who like marries
Doc-
the semi-virgin women.
Yeah.
He has like 7 wives. You know that guy.
Yeah.
We're only on episode 2.
Uh-oh. Don't spoil it.
I mean,
Oh.
it's
We haven't gone too far.
but I feel like some of it's been spoiled. I mean, he's
Have you heard his country music yet though?
only a little bit, only like the beginning.
What was your thoughts? What was your thoughts?
I wish he had a worse voice.
But do you believe it's his voice?
No.
No.
Oh, that's a good
No.
point. That's a good hi Tammy. That's a good point.
If he had the money for the TV station, he has enough for all this.
Yeah, he's definitely Milli Vanilli in that shit.
Oh, you think it's straight up dub?
Oh
What is
yeah.
so interesting to me about Tiger King is like I feel it's about a population of people like that I didn't know existed. Like I knew that rich white people existed, but I didn't know like that like rich rednecks existed. And I thought,
Yeah.
and that's amazing to me. Blue
Well-
Eyed mind, and I was like, "What?"
But it's
Welcome to America.
It's
It was like,
so far off from reality, but like it actually exists, but it's like so removed from what I think is reality that I'm like, this is so like, it just, I was completely into it. So like, whoa, this is real. That's insane.
yeah.
I think
And
that's
every
why it's so
person they bring on is more bonkers than the next person, and you're like, I just don't understand how there's this many people that are so out of touch with the world. It's incredible.
Yeah.
that
Fascinating.
that has to be exactly why it's the most popular thing right now, because there is nothing you can watch that can make you think less of what's happening right now.
Yeah, it's true.
It's like I don't know, I can't relate to any of this at all.
Or the fact that you can
No.
buy a tiger for $2,000 at that time. Like
That's the other thing that's a big takeaway. It's like,
I'm really upset about that. I'm like, oh, I could have had a tiger cub for like 2 G's. Like,
but that's the whole thing, man.
My cousin posted a photo yesterday that her and my aunt and uncle and 2 of my 4 cousins went to Doc Antle's
she
place
did.
and had a photo taken with the tiger.
Oh my god.
Sitting there with the tiger in their lap, and it's my family, and I'm like, oh.
And like when we went to
And they were like, yeah, so we did this, and it's like, oh,
didn't someone
right.
say like did you pay for Doc Antle's wife's
boob job?
boob job or
Yeah, no. Erica said. I think Erica said like that time my family paid for one.
Yeah. At least
his
one.
wife's boob
At least
jobs,
one.
and it's like that's crazy. And I remember like as a kid seeing that photo, and I was like,
Whoa.
The answer to that question that popped up is yes, I believe so.
The question was, did that lady feed her husband to a tiger? Answer below.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Absolutely.
It's like watching Making a Murderer. You're just like, yes, like she fed her husband to the tigers, and Stephen Avery was set up.
Yeah.
Yep.
The
If that
thing
makes
about
sense.
Making a Murderer is I'm like more pissed about his nephew that got
Yeah.
all that time, because like he literally didn't do anything. He's just literally a person with a learning disability that they shouldn't have been interrogating one-on-one anyway, and
Yeah.
it was a whole fucking thing. That made me so mad.
Did you guys see Making a Murderer 2?
I don't think I
There's
did.
there's Making a Murderer 2.
there is
Yeah. So basically it's it's coming from the new defense attorney, Catherine Zellner, whatever her name is. And she's trying to, open up a new case with new evidence and whatever. And then but in this series, she gives what she thinks happened and with the people she thinks did it. And I think it makes absolute logical sense that it went down exactly the way she said it happened.
But it's about the same people.
Yeah, it's about the same people. It's about so it's all the same thing. It's just basically looking at the things that they didn't look at. It's running across like witnesses or people who weren't investigated and people who weren't interrogated, and like, so it's actually pretty interesting, and it's pretty awesome to watch that second Making Murderer 2.
Here, let's watch the trailer.
Do we have to?
Some people, they feel really bad.
Number 2, yeah, you should watch number 2. You guys obviously have some time. Quarantine. I'm assuming. Are you guys not doing anything?
Yeah.
are you?
Vito, I'm trying to listen to the trailer.
People around the world, millions.
Everyone is talking about Making a Murderer and the trials of Stephen Avery.
It's not over.
Not over.
He's convicted. They have to move mountains to get out of prison. Our task now is to upend an entire system.
So is she anybody, or is she just a fan of the first one?
Do we want the right person?
No,
convicted?
she's Brendan.
Yeah,
That lady
secondary.
was Brendan
Bruce is
Dassey's
gone. There's
new
nothing else you
lawyer.
can do about that.
Prominent attorney Kathleen Zellner, best known for overturning wrongful convictions, has taken the Avery case.
I have one goal, and that's to overturn the conviction of Stephen Avery.
Why would someone falsely confess to a crime that they didn't commit?
This is riveting.
Information in the worst way. So
It actually is very
I
good.
tell them what they want to hear.
This.
I'm going to go home.
The prosecution's case was Teresa never left the property, but the last call pings off a cell phone tower miles away from the Avery property.
70 to 80% of people who are murdered by someone they know. Each of those individuals have to be looked at as suspects.
There's a lot based on that bullet.
This is critical. There's an abundance of evidence. This could flip the whole case.
If the conviction is overturned and they try to do a retrial,
What are we doing? I'm sorry.
You want to just fucking start it? Like, what is happening?
You've like reinvested me. I'm like, oh my
Right,
god.
everybody, you're in now. This is what
I'm
we'll
like,
be
shit,
doing for the next
should I-
12 hours this
Should I
evening.
rewatch
Tune in.
this?
I guess we're just live streaming the whole fucking show now. So
It's gonna be between that and Ozark. Like I don't know what I'm gonna do.
Wait, Dave and Ellie, did you see the first one?
no, but I know enough. I know enough. That's good enough. You know what I mean? It's been out this long. It was that popular. I couldn't have not seen some of it.
I don't know a lot at all.
I've
It's
read
really good.
Ellie, it seems like something you would love.
I tried, honestly.
You sound like the Jinx and everything.
I think I tried to watch it.
The Jinx was wild.
The Jinx was incredible. I loved it.
You know, it was also a really good one. Was The Staircase?
The Staircase.
I wanted to see that. I have so many things.
So good.
So many things I want to watch.
So many things, and now all the time to watch them.
Let's just watch everything about serial killers and murders and whatever.
Right now on this live stream, let's do it.
Let's just watch full out episodes, and people can ask us what we think.
Yeah,
Hey guys, how about an AMDA question? What was your favorite place to eat when you were at AMDA?
Ooh, and Allie can answer
I
this
know
question
an eating
too.
story. So, remember the Olympic Flame?
I was just gonna say the Olympic Flame, but
Okay,
but
so that was like right next to AMDA. And every time I had to do a dance class, it was a big anxiety cry party because I was a terrible dancer. And then like Lindsay Chambers would put me on the spot and be like, "You're a terrible dancer." And it was a whole thing.
Classic.
Now, why am I here? Everything's awful. And then I went to the Olympic Flame and they used to have like a banana cream pie. And I don't know who I was with, but I sat there and cried and ate the pie, and cried into the pie. Now, I'm a failure. Everything's awful. I should just go home. And I just remember that so vividly. I didn't go.
Honestly, I gotta say, probably one of the best places to eat was Cafe 72.
That's where I was going to
Cafe 71.
Just whatever.
71 was it 71?
71.
71.
I was
Because of
going to
the
say that.
because of the subway station.
Awesome, like
Just took
spot.
me there all the time.
And it was just like dope to like grab a piece of pizza that
Mhm.
had. Oh man,
It's
it was
not
so good.
there anymore.
It's not really.
Oh, that's so sad.
Stop, please.
No,
Dave has the poster. Dave has the poster.
I didn't see this. Hey, Lindsay. No, he's a very sweet guy. It was me who
No,
was a
he's-
bad dancer.
although he was he's been quite crazy on like his social media. He's,
Oh, has he?
I don't know. Are any of you friends with him?
I am. Yeah. He wishes
Yeah.
me happy birthday every year.
Yeah, he's pretty wild. Like I kind of like watch his posts, and I'm like, Mr. Mustafalis.
But yeah, my mom had a special Cats poster in her basement, not like the one with the eyes. It was one with an actual like cast pose. And when I went home from break, I realized that Lindsay Chambers has been on my.
I love that.
When you went home and never came back.
I went home. I went home in those 4 months. I went home so many times, like way too much. It was like I was at AMDA like on the weekends.
Yeah, I gotta say, the sweetest thing that Dave's parents ever did for me, they like sent me Halloween candy for something. I don't even know. They like sent me a card with candy in it, and I was so touched. I'm not gonna lie.
It's very cute. Like that's a very American parent thing. They like send care packages. Like that's like that doesn't happen here. Like
But
people
they
don't
had no idea.
send
who that
care
was.
packages to people here. It's very cute. I saw everybody's parents were doing that. My parents never did that. They came to visit quite a few times, but they're not like care package people.
No.
What
No.
goes into going to college in America when you're from Canada?
Making a poor decision because here our college costs literally almost nothing. So it's a poor decision. I don't know. There wasn't as many musical theater programs here at the time. There are now lots. So I think that was part of my decision, but it was like it's not smart. Like because of how much money I could have not spent.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of like honestly the only the biggest reason why I went to AMDA was because I didn't audition for anywhere else to be.
Because they came to Boston, and you're like, okay.
Well, because actually, my first choice was BOCO, Boston Conservatory. I wanted to go to Boston Conservatory super bad.
I think I auditioned for them.
Did you?
Yeah.
I didn't even audition for them. I was like such a slacker my senior year. I mean, go figure. But like, is that surprising, guys? No, it's not, right? But I wanted to go to BOCO so bad, and I ended up auditioning for AMDA with I think If I Can't Love Her from Beauty and the Beast, which Ben and Dave brought me to go see.
I know what you actually did.
We saw something. What did we see? Was it with? It was with Nathan Lane.
Listen, Sarah, you are the reason why I saw In the Heights.
Why am I the reason you saw In the Heights?
Because so you can, I'll never forget. You were like, Rubino, you have to go see this show. It's amazing. You were like, there's free tickets. You have to go. I'm signing you up. It's a Latin hip hop, and I was like, what? Like, because I was terrible at seeing shows. I feel like everybody else around me was like, we're gonna go see shows, and I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna get drunk this weekend. Like, but you were like, we're gonna go see the show, and it was back when they were doing it before Broadway previews, before everything.
Theater, yeah.
Yeah, and I'll never forget because I went and it looked like a high school like theater. It was like was this rinky-dink theater, and I remember just being blown away by this cast and be like, holy shit, like this is amazing. And then they I remember afterwards, like obviously like Chris Jackson, Lin-Manuel Miranda, all those guys came out and they were like just hanging out with us, like because they weren't anybody. Like they weren't who they are today. And I remember being like, what's up, Lynn? Or I was like, what's up, man? Like to Lynn. And he was just like, what's going on? We had like a short conversation. He went off and became the genius, And
I remember saying that. And I think I said it to you, Rubino, like in intermission. I was like, who is this kid? Because he's fucking brilliant. Because I knew he wrote the fucking thing too.
Yeah, I remember just being like, oh my God, like I don't know what I have to do to be in this, but I want to be I was like, I need to be a part of this.
I would have loved to have seen your face seeing that show.
I think the whole time I was just
That's literally what it was. I looked at him too because I went and I was like, during intermission, he literally turned to me and did that exact face.
What is this?
Because I couldn't believe what I was listening to. Because it was like
he's giving snacks out.
I am. I literally was like, I remember. Yeah, this
you see the dad mode. He's just continuing on what he's talking about. He's like, yeah,
That's a real father. You guys
that's a skill. But I remember just being like, they're rapping and it's R&B, and I was like, this is
was huge. Who was rapping then? Nobody was rapping in anything ever.
Nobody. And I remember just being like, oh my God. You know why? Because I think like Andres was there and like Angela Wingrove was there, and I remember all of us just being like, what the fuck? Like, and we were like, we need to be a part of it. What's her name? Angela Randazzo.
She was sweet.
So, and she was like obsessed with it too. And I remember just all of us just being like, this is what we're here for. Like this is why we're at AMDA. Like, so we
That was like with Spring Awakening too. I saw Spring Awakening 9 times.
Yeah, I saw it
I
like
just
4.
kept
I think I
going,
saw it
and I
like
was
4
like, this
times.
shit is nuts. Like, what is this?
Yeah, because before it was in previews. Because I remember Catherine Cox was like, "Guys, here's some tickets. Enjoy."
Oh, yeah. I was there for that. She was like, "We're giving out tickets."
How
Did
cute!
you go see
She
it?
was so cute.
She was awesome. I saw.
we saw it.
Yeah, I remember just like all I remember is the dad like breaking down crying, and I was just like an emotional mess.
Yeah.
And I was like, "This has got to be one of the greatest shows ever made."
I knew when we saw Spring Awakening, I knew that Moritz, spoiler alert, killed himself, and I spent the entire first act going, there it is. No. What happened? There's a point where he has a big song and he puts the microphone back in the why am I mimicking when I have a microphone in front of me? He has a microphone, he puts the microphone in the stand, and there's a beat on the end and the whole stage goes red, and he goes like this with the microphone, and I was like, they just mimic, like that was like I was fresh off Sweeney. I was like, viewpoints, this show's weird. They just that's gonna be him shooting himself, and then like he showed up in the next scene, and I'm like, oh, all right, it wasn't that. But I don't think I paid attention to the first half of the show because I was like, when is this dude gonna kill himself?
Yeah.
You know what song that was? That was that song.
Is that how you knew that he was going to kill himself?
It was the song where he goes, well, fine, not like it's even worth the time. It's that song.
Had you read the play, Ben?
No, I think like some jackass at school spoiled it. Like,
yeah, of course.
Because it's based on a play that was written in like the 1700s.
Yeah.
It's incredible that play was written, and it was banned everywhere. I wrote a whole essay about it in grad school, and it's just like,
and then
he kills himself in the play is like he chops off his own head or some shit. Like it's like so dark.
And then they got the dude that wrote Barely Breathing to make a musical out of it, and here we are.
Yeah.
And it was fucking awesome. It was like
amazing.
It was. Dave, how did we come to AMDA?
Oh, Allie's sister got in the spring going into that October, and then we were doing a show in the summer, and Ben and I said, well, I want to try out. So we tried out.
And she was like, no, guys, you can't. It's really tough to get in.
It's too bad she's not here to defend herself.
No, she would stand by that.
Okay.
Yeah, and so we just went like the month before it started, and then we got in, and she wasn't thrilled. I don't think.
Here's my question: I've never asked this question, Allie. Did Jess ever say her real opinion on how she felt about the fact that we were following her to school?
She never talked to me about that ever once.
Really?
I think she was pissed.
Oh.
Why do you think that?
Because the first weekend we were there, you guys remember the like booze cruise that had no booze on it because we were all like 17?
Yeah, it was a boat in like the middle of the water. I remember that.
Yeah, the like harbor cruise or whatever.
L1s, guys, L1s.
I don't know about you guys. I was a studi. There's nobody to do it because I was the only studio kid there.
Oh, that's right. You were the studio kid.
But yeah, because
I didn't have to do any dance classes.
I had to do one dance class, and that was hard enough.
I remember that.
We did fucking 4.
Yeah.
And I hated every second of every
jazz tap and ballet. And
his classes seemed really cool, and then he also took a singing class. So I was like, why am I in this program?
Dude, I was actually really pissed that I didn't do the studio program. Like,
yeah, because they did like stage combat and like things that you need. Like
stage combat was so cool. I wish I had stayed one more semester. We would have done sword fighting.
Theater dance.
Well, also,
dance.
you know what they offered after. I think like third semester. I started talking to like Jason Chait and Chuck Gale, and they were like, yeah, we're gonna do like a screenwriting like ordeal, and like for writing like screenplays and I was like all about it, and I was like, dude, I want to write movies and plays, and like you needed to be in studio, but Jason Chait and like Chuck Gale were like, yeah, you're cool, you can like come and hang out with us.
Oh, I have a question. So you guys both finished AMDA. Do you ever take advantage of the alumni benefits that they always offered?
What benefits do they offer?
Remember they used to say you could drop by the library anytime you wanted and like access all the.
Yeah,
I did for a little bit when I was still living there because I lived in New York City for like 6 or 7 years. I don't know, something like that.
Congratulations to you for that. I think I made it 1 month after tour, and I was like, I'm going home.
Yeah, it was the struggle was real. So I did when I was there because I was still auditioning and stuff. So I did like tapings and stuff like that for a little while, or I went to the library or whatever. But yeah, I'm not.
Yeah, no, I think that's literally the only thing that you get to do as an AMDA alumni.
I think so.
And it's not like you get free music; like you still have to pay for it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
and I have a student who went there and he graduated, so I went to go see his showcase. So that was wild because I'm like, that's how old we are.
She's so fancy. I actually tried really hard to like get back, and then I was just like, fuck, this isn't gonna happen. Like, I'm not. Well, because after tour, I literally had no money because I was an idiot with all of my money. And
right, but you went on a national. You went on a national tour with Seussical, right? Like that's the tour that you're talking about.
Yeah, it was Theater Works. It wasn't like I was. It's not like booking like Hamilton the tour. Like, you know what I mean?
It's great though because I remember out of our like cohort of whoever, we're like one of the first people to book something. Like I remember that. I was like, of course, Ravino booked a thing. That's amazing.
Which was really fun. Which is actually really funny because I remember going to that audition, and I had stayed up all night the night before, getting into some like shenanigans, and and I ended up like showing up to this place, and I you know how I was. I was just like, "What's up, guys? Yeah, right. What's going on, guys?" I remember getting there and just being like, "What the fuck is going? Like, what are we even doing here? It's far too early."
It was so early. Why did we go to auditions at 5 a.m.? That was one of the things I was like, enough is enough. Like as I started,
understand
I was like, I'm too old for this shit. I don't need it. And I hate theater people. Like theater people like that who are sitting around the audition room going,
I hate them.
Kill myself. Like
I hate them all. Like it was awful. Dude, it was hilarious because I got there and I remember there was like 500 people there, and I was just like, this is fucking dumb. Like, why are we like, what am I doing? And then literally they like took all of our headshots, and then they come out and they're like, listen, if your headshot isn't here, you can all leave. And my headshot was in there, and I was like, go figure. I'm like, so they like chose like 25 people out of like 500 people. I was like, what the fuck is happening? I was like sitting there singing with like Matthew Conti, and I was like, Matthew Conti has the voice of an angel, and I'm here. Like, what is happening? And then I remember like going in there singing, and Marsha Milgram Dodge, I don't know if you guys know who that is. She was the director for the revival of Ragtime that got Tony nominated. She was the director for Seussical, and I go in there, and she's like, okay. I remember them saying a couple things. They're like, adjust and do this. So I was like, all right. So I adjust, and then she like got up and she like applauded me, and I was like, this is really awkward because in theater class they tell you to leave. So I like left, and I just like didn't think about it. I remember talking to like Hernando Umana.
Hernando, who's like doing amazing things.
He's like a Broadway star on Kinky Boots.
He's wonderful.
And I remember talking to him. I was like, yeah, I got to call back for like a dance. And he was like, that's amazing. I was like, I think this is strange. So I went back. I like faked the whole thing. They asked me to stay after and like told everybody else to leave. And I was like, this is so weird. And like, I did a couple readings, and they're like, all right, bye. I ended up going to like Lindsay Chambers theater dance class. And I got a phone call, and they were like, "Yeah, you want to come and play Horton?" I was like, "Sure, why not? Why not?" And it was like the weirdest process ever because we weren't even graduated. I don't even think we hadn't even done showcase yet. Nothing.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I remember just being like, "What the fuck?" I booked a tour. Like, it was the strangest thing.
Did you guys end up in the same groups for the rest of the semesters?
No.
No.
Just the first one?
Yeah, first year. The first year, the three of us were together.
Yeah.
And then I ended up in I don't even know, B3, I think, or something like that. I was like B3, and then I can't remember the last.
I don't remember any of it.
I don't even remember the last semester. But which is funny is because like on my showcase, I actually worked with this guy named Josh Walden. Did you work with him, Sarah?
I don't think so.
So he was like a choreographer, and he did our showcase. And Marsha Milgram Dodge, which was really weird, who was the director for Seussical, she was my showcase director afterwards. And I was like, well, this is really strange. And yeah, I got to work with her before I even did the tour. She was my showcase director. I found out like after I booked the tour.
Wild.
And I was like, what the fuck is even going on? But I don't know if you guys have watched Encore yet on Disney.
No.
But
yes.
It's awesome. So yeah, so basically it's these high schools that get to encore their like senior year of like whatever they did. And she's actually one of the main directors like that did it. And this guy Josh Walden was also on it too. And I'm like, holy shit, I work with these fucking people. This is weird.
You noticed me Horton in a cabaret once.
I did.
It's a good.
I tried.
You did so well. You did so well.
What was that thing that I sang? I sang "Alone in the Universe" for.
Oh, for the cabaret.
That was a benefit.
Yeah.
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 Yeah, that was cool.
That song from Footloose, Mama Says.
Yeah, which I did in my showcase.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was fun. You guys also did Godspell that year.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That was cool.
That was fun. I miss theater. Do you guys miss theater? Sarah, I know that you do theater every day. That's your life. You're like winning awards and going on reality shows or whatever for theater. But
I mean, I don't know what you guys have made up in your head that I do, but I'm going to go with it because it sounds wonderful.
Listen, you know Oak. Oak Nash. So like, you're basically a Broadway director.
Listen. I'm not gonna
record things for me, like talking to my students. I was like, "Can you tell them to listen to their teacher because they are."
Guys, listen. I'm not gonna play sound on these. Okay, but here is Sarah doing. Here is Sarah doing an interview on a big radio station in Canada, or a TV station or something.
Oh my God.
Okay, this is. Hold on. There's a TV show too. Can you? And now here's her. Okay, on doing a makeover show, on a talk show. There's her winning an award for being an amazing person. They're renovating her space because she's so awesome.
Oh, thank you.
And does such an amazing job for her community.
Wow. Can I be on
Can we do an official plug, by the way, because we haven't.
Pardon?
Can we do an official plug because we haven't?
Yeah.
Can we talk about that showbiz?
Yeah, please let's talk about that show.
Swearing that I probably shouldn't have, but yeah, sure, talk about it.
No, I just meant we should I don't think we said the name of it yet.
Yeah, no, that's Showbiz Theater Project.
Yeah.
Yes.
THA.
That's all I want. I want it out there.
No, that's awesome. Like I've not recently. I think as soon as I discovered this relationship between you and Oak, I was like, oh my God. I think I did all kinds of research. I was like, oh my God, Sarah's famous. I was like, Sarah is famous.
My first
That's what made you give a shit about Sarah, man.
No, but like because I didn't know what she had done. No, because I didn't know what she had done after I haven't seen Sarah since I think school, or maybe like a little that summer after, but or before. I think maybe like right when Ethan passed away.
Yep.
I think that's probably like the last time that I saw you, and then like I got so caught up in like my bullshit and like my life, you know what I mean? Like I got caught up in, you know, the survival mode of life, you know, and then I got super obsessed with like Hamilton, and then I found out all that stuff. I was like, oh my god! I was like, Sarah knows Oak, and then I found out all this stuff. I was like, Sarah is basically famous now. She's
not quite.
She's a Canadian superstar. You're like Robin Sparkles.
I don't even know who that is.
What?
You guys know who that is?
I know who Robin Sparkles. Allie, no, Jess would be freaking out right now. Robin Sparkles is How I Met Your Mother. Colby Smulders plays whatever her name is. It's Robin, isn't it? It's Robin.
Yeah,
no,
who's Canadian, isn't she?
Yeah, and she's Canadian, and she like was like the Tiffany in the 80s who like went and sang at all the malls and stuff, and her name was Robin Sparkles. It was a bad joke, man. It was a bad joke.
Hey, I liked it. I liked it.
Sarah, Marilyn Davis, is that her name? Is that the name of the
Marilyn Dennis?
Marilyn Dennis, sorry. Can you for us American idiots, can you explain like who she would be in America? Yeah, like you were here for 8 years. You know enough about like daytime TV or whatever.
You also get your shows here, so like
don't act like she's like he's acting like somewhere that has no idea what's happening in America.
I believe she's in the same time zone.
No, we don't know. We don't know the people that are big in Canada because we are fucking snobs.
Listen,
right?
Drake, okay, Drake.
That's what I'm saying.
People that are very big in Canada are also usually big in the States. So like Drake and like Justin Bieber and
The
like
Weeknd.
Shawn Mendes. I don't know any of his music because he's like for young people. Yeah.
Listen,
right, that was 4. Name another person.
What?
Tory Lanez.
Actors, singers, Celine Dion. You want me to keep going? I can.
Jim Carrey.
I'm just being.
I'm just being.
But you played it down, and Malbino is just obsessed with your connection to Hamilton, which is.
I told you I have an unhealthy relationship with it.
Well, guess what, Bino, ladies and gentlemen? Oak. No, I'm kidding.
All right, he comes in.
He's in a different time zone. He's in LA right now, so
yeah, and he doesn't want to talk to Bino.
No.
He's like, oh man, hey man.
He's like, hey, I was in that like a long time ago. So
yeah,
like we'll talk about it because I know
you haven't talked about it enough.
Yeah, like Mulligan. Oh man,
it was great, and that was it.
It's great, obviously. Oh man, your voice sounds totally different in person. It's so cool.
You're a really cool guy, man. Thanks.
Just pretend like that happened.
Oh my god. No.
That was great. Wow. All right. Final question, unless you guys have something else you want to talk about. Final question. Am to Scamda, yay or nay?
I can't answer. I didn't finish. So
I don't think so. I say no. But I also think that charging $30,000 or anything for any schooling, like, I mean, this is a very Canadian thing to say, because I also think that you should have free healthcare and like, you know, whatever, but is a scam. I think that's so that's anywhere, and that's Harvard, wherever, is a scam. So yeah, I don't think it's a scam. I think they said what they were going to teach you and they taught it to you. I don't see any lies there.
I I'm so the way that I see AMDA is what you make it. Like it's
So shake it up and bake it.
yeah, man. You like to see angels naked, whatever floats your boat. No, but it really because you can go to AMDA and literally put no effort in, and completely slack off, and they'll just take your money because they don't give a shit. Like, I mean, Sarah, how many people have we seen that did that,
Mm-hmm.
But you can also go and really use it for, I think the biggest thing that AMDA has to offer is its networking. Like if you network really well at AMDA, I think you can build a lot of, great bridges with that. And I think that's one of the biggest things that I wish that I had done while I was there is I wish I had networked a lot more than what I did. Because like I said, I dicked around and got drunk a lot, and, I didn't take it as serious as I wish I had for the amount of money that it was. But I think if you purely invest yourself into it, it can definitely, produce great results for you. And obviously, just like showbiz, it's all in what you put into it. Because I honestly think each and every one of us is capable of, becoming famous or performing and, being on Broadway. You just have to put in the work. And that's all it really is you have to put in the work, and that's all it comes down to. That's how I see it.
Well said.
That is well said.
I gotta say, even though we left, I don't know about you, Ben, I don't regret at all going. The experience I had was absolutely I can't ever replicate or replace that, and I do not regret it whatsoever.
It feels like a dream.
It's like a weird. we lived in New York, in Manhattan for a few months, and back to our small town in Rhode Island. It was like that was weird.
Yeah,
totally did, and we learned some cool shit at that school, man. Some might say we learned all you needed to know in the first semester.
No, for real.
Officially told that by a teacher.
No, for real though. One of my acting teachers pulled me aside one day, and was like, "Do you like it here?" And I was like, "Yeah." And he was like, "Can I tell you something? You're good. Like you're really good. You're very natural. Like most of what we're trying to teach people in the studio program is to be natural." And you're natural. And he goes, I have one piece of advice for you. This is him talk, obviously not me. He was like, I'm like 100-pound gay 4-foot Jewish guy. That's who I am. So I use that to my advantage. You're a big guy. Every character that you play is going to be a big guy. Like use that, lean into the power dynamic, do those things. Other than that, though, this school is not going to teach you anything from here on out. He was like, seriously, you're a really nice kid. This school is not going to teach. I'm not saying this because you're bad. I think you're awesome. I think you're really great. But you seem to like to direct things, and you seem to like, you could find somewhere else to go, or you could go run your own thing. Like I think that's what would make you happy, and he was fucking right.
Yep,
it's true.
It's the thing, right? Like I'm the creator of things. Like that's what I like, and it took me 100 years to be like, oh, I'm not an actor, I'm an artist. And I was like, that's not what I am at all. And it was like I had such an attachment because like I got drilled into my head that like, oh, you can't have a plan B. If you're an actor, you have to focus on this one thing like this. And I was like, oh, But like this is a broader thing. Like I wish someone had been like, oh, you don't have to necessarily be an actor. You could be a drama therapist. You could be this, you could be that. And I'm just like, that was never, I mean, and AMDA obviously is not the place to have that conversation because it's 2 years. Like they're kind of not going to be like, here are all the options. But like directing, I love directing more than probably anything. Like it's such an amazing thing to be that. And like, and writing, I love that too. So yeah. I wish someone had said that to me. I think that's amazing. Whoever that person was, wonderful.
You know what's crazy is that, you know, when I think back of like even those like acting etudes that we used to do with like Paul Salvis's class.
Oh yeah.
Who I still keep in touch with. I still keep in touch with Mr. Paul Salvis.
I love
him. You know, it's so silly when I think back. I think the other day I was talking to my wife and I heard something outside. I heard something and I remember just being like sitting there listening. And then I thought to myself, oh my God, I'm doing a fucking etude right now. And I was like,
times you have to be like, okay, stop acting like you're listening.
Yeah. And yeah. And I remember nobody understood that concept in musical theater. We were all like,
what's that I hear down yonder?
do you hear that? Papa, can you hear me? You know what I mean? Like, but like literally, and I remember just being like, maybe some kids needed that. You know, some kids didn't understand that concept. You know, as to like Ben, who has that natural, gift to understand that. Oh, it is just real life. You know, you're just literally just listening to people talk, or you're just listening to the scene. You know, you don't necessarily have to hear anything. You just have to listen. But yeah.
You know, people have told me that a huge flaw of mine almost is that I'm too comfortable in most situations. Dave, do you agree with that?
Full of shit. So.
What'd you say?
Those people are full of shit who have no confidence. Have their own demons that they're dealing with. I wish they were comfortable, because people are like that to me too, that I'm too loud and too abrasive and I don't get embarrassed. And I'm like, oh, sorry that I have all these great qualities. Like,
yeah.
I'm first of all, you do have great qualities, and I wish I deleted the Sarah is thing, or I would have kept going. But no, like, because I host a lot of things now, and I've had people go like, but you're so comfortable that you don't try to like to host or to engage. And so I actually take the you have to actually listen, not pretend to listen thing. I remind myself of that like 100 times a day, and I'm still not great at it. Right, Dave?
Correct.
Yeah.
That's great. See, so you did learn something.
No, I just remind myself of it. I'm not good at it. No.
I miss Unger Madison.
Gross.
Oh man, look at that hit some heartstrings. I saw that.
Should we even bother explaining that?
No.
Okay, good.
Oh, is that a rabbit hole?
No, it's not a rabbit hole. It's just bad. I mean, it's not bad. The name was stupid. Yeah. I'll just say it. When Dave and I were 17 and 16, we decided to start a community theater. We spent all night trying to think of a name. We couldn't think of a name. We both loved The Odd Couple. That was our favorite play at that time in our lives. Still one of my favorite plays. It's amazing. He was sort of OCD. I was a messy nut job. And we decided to call it Unger Madison, which was really stupid. Thank you, Beto.
That's it.
But you guys did. You guys had some fun, and like you guys put on some really cool shows.
What shows did you put on?
12 Angry Men.
Yeah.
12 Angry Men was our first show.
Yep.
The Odd Couple.
A couple cabarets. Godspell,
yeah.
Nice.
A really bad production of Grease.
Oh, why did you do that? Grease is just bad, no matter who produces it.
Sarah? Dave has an idea.
Our momentum got cut short because we went to AMDA.
Oh,
Because we started it the year before we went to AMDA. Why did we go to AMDA?
We had an entire season planned and a board of directors and everything. And Dave and I went, we want to move to New York. Screw it. And everybody else was like, when we came back, everybody else was like, meh.
We moved on.
Yeah.
We're actors now. We're like professional.
Cool.
Wait, hold on. I want to hear, Allie, you have a different take on Unger Madison. That's where we got close with you. Did you enjoy it?
Yes, I did. I liked being like, was it rumors and then like the cabarets?
Yeah.
Like I enjoyed. I don't know. I was like such a background part, and I pretended to be involved just to like hang out. And that was, I mean, that was the best for me because like I had no responsibility, and like Jess was totally cool with bringing me along. I think that's what she was cool with me, like tagging along most of the time. She didn't really care.
But you were too afraid to try to perform.
Oh, I was not going to do that for like a long time. But I had fun. Just and I got to just hang and be like, oh, I'm involved. I'm part.
That was what was cool is that like you guys had like a cool group of people, like and everybody hung out with each other.
I got to like go to all like the post like rehearsal hangs and everything. Jess would just be like, come on. And I'd be like, all right, thanks. Like, thank God I have no friends.
Well, that's what community theater is all about. So there you go. That. Yeah.
I actually wanted to do that out here. I wanted to do that in Worcester. I was thinking about starting a what are they called? Just trying to think.
Community theater.
Not a community. Well, like, no.
Co-op?
No, just like
Let's start shouting out things.
A dinner theater, an improv troupe.
Improv. Yeah, there you go. An improv. I wanted to do like an improv like theater, sort of like I don't know if you guys have ever heard of the Improv Asylum in Boston.
No, but I know we kind of a little bit invented improv here in Toronto. Nobody likes to admit it. So
Sarah's Canadian. She's so fancy.
I'm so fancy. Welcome, Second City. Saturday Night Live, Lorne Michaels from Toronto.
There you go.
Sarah.
But yeah, that's what I wanted to do in Worcester, but I never did it.
It's hard. It's hard to start things like that. It's such a big undertaking.
You know, started, but no one said yes and so.
That's right. They didn't get the first rule. Very good.
Sarah, now the most important question of the night. Which one of the three of us would you sponsor first to move to Canada? This is a literal conversation that Dave and I had the other day. Like, who? What's that?
You had a conversation and betted who I would sponsor to bring to Canada?
It was more of like, how many Canadians do we know to spread out the sponsorships so we can all get them?
Oh, I see. How many Canadians do you know?
A few.
Oh.
I had a couple cousins, I realized, like way after I was thinking of just friends. That's
I think I just knew like you and like Lexi Yamanaka.
Oh, I remember her.
I remember her.
I have a client in Canada.
You have a client in Canada?
I have a client in Toronto. She's a child psychologist.
Oh, what's her
clinical psychologist and a parenting expert. Yeah, she's nice. I think she would sponsor us.
There you go. So you don't need me.
No. She would sponsor me.
A lot of people, Sarah.
There's a lot of people. You can really sponsor like one person.
How many people can one person sponsor?
I don't know. I don't know how that really works.
I don't understand what the sponsoring stuff means.
We want to
move there,
Canada.
Do we want to move to Canada? Yes. We don't. I would rather.
That's what we're talking about, Ben. Which just a Canadian can sponsor you, so you don't have to go
all over. Yeah, but I feel like it's a process. Like I feel like I just can't do like eeny, meeny, miny, mo and sponsor someone. Like I feel like I have to have a reason.
They're like they're good with me, eh?
Like that, yeah. Like, oh, they'll make all the maple syrup for us, eh?
Yeah.
They're not going to be all looting the boot doing things.
Yeah, all of that.
I guess what I've really been trying to say is
That's a reason. That's a good reason to get citizenship.
That's how you get your citizenship, man.
That's a surefire way.
That's a surefire way.
I have a history of children's theater. I'm sure I can help you out with the
There you go.
adult theater. This is good. This is good. See you guys. I'm going to Canada. I mean, you haven't said yes yet, but I'm giving you guys a chance.
I don't think anyone's going anywhere right now. So
Yeah, I think right now is not the time.
where we're at.
I
That's
have
why I wanted to move.
I have a question. Would any of you, if it wasn't crazily priced, would you ever consider finishing your AMDA degree in LA?
In LA?
Yeah, that's where you finish your degree.
Oh, no. Well,
because that's what happened. That's actually that was my plan before I got the tour. I was actually I was thinking about moving out to LA and going to the LA campus to get my degree because they were offering, right, Sarah? I think they were doing like.
Yeah, I thought about it too, and then I was like, I fucking am gonna hate LA for sure. Like it sounds like.
Now that I'm not doing the morning warm-ups, I might go and do the entire program now.
just as long as that guy Tim isn't there anymore.
Tim Ryan?
Tim Ryan.
The yoga guy.
Fucking Tim Ryan.
Allie, will you come with us this time?
Yeah, will you do it? And you'll talk to us instead of Jess.
It won't ruin Dave's birthday.
This is why Jess didn't want to come on. She knew there would be this kind of abuse.
She bailed on us hard.
I had a dream that I went back to the and it was quite.
I've had nightmares since I left about having.
Yeah.
I have nightmares that I am like checking in, and my parents leave again, and I go, "Oh God, I gotta go. I have to leave. I have to leave." And I'm going like, "Guys, I'm quitting again."
That's hilarious. I don't think I've ever dreamt of AMDA.
I
knew while I was there. Maybe I was like, wake up in a sweat about a dance midterm or something.
No, I think I had nightmares about the Strat. I'm not gonna lie.
That place was disgusting. I can't believe we lived on top of cockroaches like that.
Oh, because
what?
I have a story about the Strat.
Yeah.
2 years ago, she was they were going dress shopping for her sister because she was getting married. And I was like, I got time to kill in Manhattan because I went with her. So I was like, I'm going to go to the old neighborhood. And I went around and I was like, because Ben was at home, I was taking like videos for him. And I went to the Strat. And I swear to God, the old woman who lived across the hall from me was walking into the building.
No shit.
Ben, how is she alive?
How is she alive?
How?
I don't know. That was 14 years ago, and she was 106 years old then.
It's amazing. I don't know. I remember there used to be an old lady who would, I guess she was afraid that she was going to die, so she would leave her door like ajar always.
Yeah. This is her.
Is that her?
Oh, that's her.
What I'm talking about.
Like this, like as if she was dead, because you would see her through the crack of the door. Okay, I remember.
And Mr. Shuffles. You remember Mr. Shuffles?
Of course, I remember Mr. Shuffles.
By the way, anyone who doesn't know, AMDA purchased an apartment building that was used to house the elderly and mentally stable. So everyone called it the Insane Asylum apartment building, but unfortunately, these people they couldn't be evicted. So AMDA just was like, we're going to house all the students and whoever's left until they die off.
And then they never die.
And they never died. Well, some of them died. There was a few people that died because I remember seeing bodies leaving.
I do remember people dying. Yes, I do.
I do.
That did happen a few times.
Yeah. I remember being like, guys, did you see that body leaving the shot the other day? Like, what the fuck just happened? They're like, I don't know. This old lady died. And I was like, oh my God.
Do you think the school is still like, there's still a couple left? How is there still left?
If we had known that, we'd have never bought that building.
Buy this building.
I mean, because they had bought that and they had the Amsterdam,
Right.
which was a much nicer facility.
I thought it was nicer too, but then if you talk to people that stayed at the dam, they were like, "No, it's not. It's gross." So I don't.
But do you remember? Like, I remember going into like, yeah, they were huge, and I remember being like, "What the fuck?" Like, I'm sleeping on top of cockroaches. These people have actual college dorms. Like,
There were so many cockroaches, and I used to like my friend Keith, who's still my best friend. He would come over, and they would come out of the drain in the shower.
Yeah.
He would put he'd light a lighter next to them, and they would squeal, not because they're actually making a noise, but because their insides are like burning, like melting. So they go awful.
No, like literally, I remember, because I remember the hot spots. If you looked underneath the sink, like where the drains were going into the wall, it would just be like infest. Like, and like as soon as you turned on the lights into your room, like if I turned on my lights, you'd see them go like this. They'd scatter. Dude, Ricky House. I don't know if you guys remember Ricky House.
I do. I had the biggest crush on him for the longest time, I recall.
Do you? Yes, Ricky
I
House,
did.
my vegetarian roommate.
I remember. He was like the first vegan, I think.
He was the first vegan ever.
He was the first vegan that ever happened in the world. Yeah.
Vegan back then, that's pretty.
Yeah.
It was
that was pretty ballsy to be a vegan back then. But I remember one morning he woke up with like a fucking roach on his face. And he just like throws it and goes, "Oh my God." I go, "What?" And I look on the floor and this fucking guy is like this big. Like if you see it like on my cheek, it was that big. I actually remember like the roaches being like this one roach being on the ground, huge. And I remember being like, "Shoo, like leave, like talk." I had a conversation with it because it was so big. And I just was like, you can go, like, and I like skedaddle. Like,
I remember. You remember Markeisha McCoy?
Yeah,
I love her. Still one of my very favorite people. She's doing so well too. She's like in so many shows all over the place. She was living in Australia and in China doing shows. She's great. But she used to live at the dam, and she had a mouse, and she was so afraid of it. So every time
I remember that.
Right, and she would do this. She'd be like, "Hi, I'm home," because she didn't want to like, do a whole dance and start screaming, so that the mouse would run away and hide.
My roach infestation was so bad. People actually used to come to me if they found a roach. Because they were like, because I became like the roach wrangler. Like, I don't understand how this happened. They used to like come to me. They're like, "Rubino, I have roaches," and I was like, "And like, what do you want? Like, am I the expert? I don't understand." Like, but they would come to me and be like, "Can you help me get rid of my roaches?" And I was like, I was like, the best thing you could do is just befriend them and just, you know, if you can't beat them, join them. Like, I don't know what else to tell you. Like, do you remember those showers? Do you guys remember those showers?
No,
like the grossest things I can remember.
How did they live like that? Like,
we were so blinded by our ambitions for theater.
By our alcohol.
And alcohol.
We never drank. Dave and I never drank once.
I remember that, but I do
to get
remember
Ben
you
to
guys,
go out
like,
and drink.
texting or something at like 2 or 3 in the morning, and being like, "Hey Sarah, what's up? Want to go to pizza or something?" Like I remember we.
Yeah, that's what
Best spot for pizza was Big Nick's.
Big Nick's.
Like, you know, McDonald's is open till like 2, right? So
Yeah, forever.
No, but dude, Big Nick's had to be like the bombest place.
Yeah.
Oh, I'll never forget. Wait, was that Dave? Dave, when you were like, is that Swim? Was that Swim Fan? That dude from Swim Fan?
Oh yeah.
You were like, hey, is that the guy from Swim Fan?
guys, can I tell you how much of a loser I am about my knowledge of New York City and how much I cared about it while I was there? Sure. Earlier tonight, earlier tonight, I was producing an interview with one of John Lennon's bandmates from like the Yoko Ono band.
Wow.
And yeah, whatever. And
Yeah, whatever.
not the Beatles. After the Beatles, because that'd be Paul McCartney. But it was the bassist from the Elephant's Memory Band, and he's telling a story about how he was like, I never really tell this story, but I was there on the scene the night that John Lennon died. And he tells he tells this beautiful story about how he was playing a gig or something. He was at a restaurant like across the street from the Dakota, and he came out afterwards and saw the police car driving away. And the only thing that popped into my head was like, oh yeah, that's where the Domino's was. I was like, I remember that subway station by the Dakota. There's a Domino's over there.
I thought that was Dallas Barbecue over there.
There is a Dallas Barbecue. Yeah.
There's both there.
Which was
but they're
phenomenal.
not there anymore either. That Dallas Barbecue's not there anymore. But there's a few other ones. I've been to New York many times since then.
I honestly the last time I was in New York was actually this past I don't know, it had to be a few months ago, right before winter, to go see Hamilton. And it had been the first time I had been back in like 8 years.
Whoa.
Yeah, I hadn't been back in like 8 years. And the time before that I had gone with my wife now when we had just met, and it was weird because we met up. You remember Audrey, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
We had like met up with Audrey, and it's weird because I kind of like dated Audrey, and it was just like really strange to be back. I think a big reason why I haven't really, it's really strange. Like the reason why I really haven't like kept any connection in New York is like after Ethan died, I really like lost like all like really ties with New York. It was really strange, but. Yeah, it was like I miss New York. Sometimes Chelsea and I we talk about it and we're like, you want to? She's like, you want to go and give it another go? You want to? Yeah. Sometimes she'll ask me and she'll be like, do you if you can promise me that you're gonna like put everything into it? She's like, I'll support and we'll go and we'll move in and we'll move to New York and you can audition. And I'm like, oh my God. Where do I even start? Like, I don't even know where I would even begin to do that. But yeah, sometimes I think about going back. I don't know if I can handle it though.
No, it's kind of wild now. And it's not the same. I don't know. I'm old also, so that's not the same, but it's
yeah.
Changed. I mean, it's like the gentrification of the place is just like, ugh, and it's exploding with people.
Yeah, I think like the idea of like so many people and like the fact that like I have to walk everywhere and I'm like, that sounds like exhausting. Like and like dragging my kids around, I would just be like, no. I don't think I can,
with the two little kids that need snacks at 11:30 at night.
Yeah, exactly.
That's crazy.
And those weren't just any old snacks.
Speaking of people that need snacks at late at night.
Oh my God! I just went at the grocery store. All I bought was snacks.
That's valid.
Why not?
The world's ending, so gotta do what you gotta do.
It's for real. What?
I said.
All right, guys. Final thoughts. Let's go around the horn. I think Allie is in bed. No. Allie, do you have a final thought?
No.
The final thought is no.
No final thoughts.
Who wants to Bito? Final thoughts?
Yeah, I think it's crazy that Sarah is here right now because you guys have no like she could show you her phone. I literally like messaged her at like 4 a.m.
So I guessed that you were gonna be here because I figured you messaged me because you knew this was gonna happen.
I had no idea.
That sucks.
Ben hits me up at like 10:30 or like at 10:20. He's like, "Hey, you want to get on the show?" I was like, "Yeah, why not?"
I didn't know that this show was going to happen. I've been live streaming since 6 p.m. I got off of a thing at 9:45. I went downstairs to make myself dinner. Dave sends me a text and he's like, late night live stream. And I'm like, yeah, let's do it. I'll be back upstairs in 15 minutes. And he was like, 10:30. I was like, okay, great. And then I literally like got out my phone and just went into Facebook Messenger and was like, who's online? Oh my God, both of you are online. I'm going to ask.
I don't know how to not be online. I don't understand how I'm online. Like I'm just like, I guess because I have
if your app is open on your phone.
Oh.
Yeah.
It shows like the little green dot or whatever
Yeah.
it is.
Yeah.
Oh.
But
Well, now I am going to bed.
Good night.
Good night.
Good
Nice
night.
seeing you.
It was
Love you.
lovely listening to all this. I loved it. I did.
I thought this was a very good
I loved it.
stream.
Yeah.
Yeah,
This was fun.
for sure.
Thank you guys so much. This was so cool.
Yeah. And don't be surprised if during this quarantine you get that random message again.
Please.
So thank you very
I'm
much.
down. Hey, we should find some more AMDA peeps that you guys knew. Who else did you guys know?
Nobody, man. Nobody. We said it many times. You were our only friends.
That can't be possible.
It is. All
Rubino,
right.
you were very friendly. You were very social. So you made friends like in the first week you had 45 friends. Not all
No, you know who we need to get? I'm gonna tell you right now. We need Big Shay Lucas.
Oh yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
fucking yes.
Bino, we'll
Big
talk offline.
Big Shay Lucas.
We'll talk offline about that. All right. If you're in Canada watching this for some reason, check out That Showbiz. And if you're in Shrewsbury, Massachusetts, go knock on Bino's door and
got snacks.
tell his kids to go to sleep.
Yeah.
Please.
Your social
please.
distance.
All right.
Social distance.
All right. I love you both. Thank you so much.
Love you, buddy.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye. Dave? Dave left as well. All right. Bye, Sarah.
Okay. Bye.
Bye. Where's the thing?